Good evening, everybody. Hopefully, your afternoon went well. You're off work. I'm getting a little bit of a cold, but enough about me. Let's see who's in here. Shannon, Georgia Peach, Mama K, Outlaw, Kane, Gaelic, Uli. Hello, Angie Gibson. Hi, Chris, Michelle, DT, November Day. Oh, I got to get the link up. Hang on. I told November Day I was going to grab the link for her. Rose Petal, hello. Post that right there. Melanie 54. I haven't seen you in a long time, Melanie. What you doing? Hi, Phoenix. Hannah. So I hope everybody had a great day. Of course, on Monday, Joshy Poo didn't have a great day because he went to the big house. Not the big house he's used to. Instead of Jim Boob, he will now have a new daddy. And I'm sure he is already missing his baby talking mom. So for those that follow the same traditions they do, take a note. I doubt they'll be in here, but if it gets back to them later, take a note that blanket therapy backfired greatly on Joshy Poo. So, of course, a lot of chatter in the Facebook group that we have. The big question is how is Anna, a.k.a. Joshy Poo's prison wife, how is she going to stick by her soulmate's side? No job, no money, children to raise. She's got a long drive to make, that's for sure. Put that up right there. He went to Seagoville. So if you live in the DFW area and you drive by, you can wave to him. So it's almost 6 hours, about 350 miles. I hear she's actually already been, or she's on the way. I don't know, either way. No big deal to me. So that's her plight in life right now. Raising the children and making this trip down to see her prison lover. Oh, Mama K, her own show. Surprised, that'd be a moneymaker. I'm surprised Jim Boob's not taking her up on that. I agree with Phoenix. Run, Anna, run. She's not going to, and I honestly think that even if CPS brings hell down on her, I think prison wife still cannot be rattled. I think she can't. I think she's going to stick right there and do whatever Jim Boob tells her. Let's see what our friend Shannon Georgia Peach is up to. Good evening, Shannon.
Good evening, Chad. And Mama Kay, I said the same thing, but I said she can join a show called Prison Wives. You know?
Yes.
And I also thought, her being a single mom, it seems like, and no offense to any religion whatsoever, I'm just talking about this family. It seems like the mothers are the only one to rear the children. And then the older children.
The mothers and the buddy system.
Right. And it goes downhill. The older they get the younger one, and so on. So I don't think any of that's going to change.
No.
But yeah, the show, Prison Wives. Isn't there a show called Prison Wives? I don't know. One of them shows, but I thought of that.
Used to be. I don't know if it's on anymore or not. It'd be great for her to make a guest appearance. She's been in denial even before Homeland Security found out what Joshy Poo was doing on the computers at the car lot. She was already in denial, and she doubled it down when she named their new baby Madison. So if you have followed any of the Duggar family and the awful, terrible things that Josh does, you'll know that he was messing around on Ashley Madison, and that was the name they picked.
That she must be naive. I mean, how Homeland Security tells you this, and you're still like, no, he would never. Come on. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
You
No,
know,
he would
that
never.
we're not talking about adults. We're talking about children. You have a plethora of them. He has a plethora of siblings. We know about that. That is a dangerous guy.
He is a dangerous guy. That's the reason he is in a facility in Seagoville, Texas. His attorneys wanted either Texarkana or Seagoville, so that way prison wife could go visit. And the judge said he wanted him to go to Seagoville because it's a high-end treatment program.
Pugh.
A high-end treatment program. And make no bones about it, I feel terrible for their children. I feel terrible for their children.
I do too.
They are going to be, besides what the humiliation they've had to face and the fall from grace, they are going to be lied to their entire lives that this is some sort of political setup against their dad.
Right.
Their grandfather already put it out there. He already put it out there that this was planted. This is the Biden administration. I'm not defending the Biden administration, but I'm telling you, they got a lot of stuff going on that they don't have any reason to mess with Joshy Poo.
I was going to say something rude, but I won't. Biden had nothing to do with that. Sorry. He did not. But
no.
The excuses, it's like, take accountability. Take accountability. That's your first step. You know, if they were all trying and saying, you know, like you said earlier, Brooks, they're going to love their children. I would love my children, any of my children, regardless. Would I be mad as hell? Would I be sickened? Yes. But, you know, take accountability. Let's start there.
Yeah.
And then, you know, find out what's going on upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that what you like? You know?
There's really no accountability when you feel you're better than everybody else. And so it's denial, denial, denial. Now, on June 3rd, Joshy Poo's attorneys did file an appeal. Now, they got a lot of stuff done. As you guys remember, we waited all day on the sentencing.
Mm-hmm.
So they vacated one charge. He got 151 months. Not enough. Not enough. I think he has to serve 85% plus, you know, he got credit for time served, whatever. So he's probably looking at 10 years in Seagoville unless they win this appeal. Let's go through some comments from the last show, shall we?
Let's do it.
Catherine said, bring in the clowns. This is a circus. He should have got 40 to life. Those children have to live with the pictures and videos for the rest of their lives. I'm going to get to that in a second. He has no remorse. He is evil. And so are Ma and Pa Duggar. All the letters they wrote made me want to gag. Yep, they were writing letters in support of him. Now, there's a few people out there that believe because he didn't actually touch these children, he was only pleasuring himself watching children as young as 18 months old be violated. I have to watch what I say. You guys can fill in the blanks. Mm-hmm. That it's a victimless crime. Now, I've had to remove quite a few people from the Josh Duggar Facebook group because that is a sick way to think. Somebody victimized them to the point. I'm not going to say what happened to the children. Insecurity is taking care of all that. In no way, shape, or form is this victimless. And what he did was further their victimization.
I agree completely. Completely.
And if you honestly want to say to me that he's not, in quotes, that bad because he didn't touch any of these children, go ask his sisters.
Yes.
Go ask his sisters what he did to them. Go ask the adult entertainer that thought he was going to kill her, which they had to pay off, by the way. He's right where he needs to be, just not for long enough.
And the thing is this is where it starts, is when their minds are like that. It starts with looking at these vulgar images, and then they can't help themselves. Next thing you know, they're victimizing a child. So it starts here, in my opinion, especially that he's already in the past with his sister's situation. You know what I mean? So there's no way it's just looking at pictures. You know?
No, we saw paper towels and a lotion bottle by the computer. He liked this. He's sick. He's sick. And don't think when he gets out in 10 years that Anna's not going to be ready to breed more.
Yeah. I did hear when you were talking about his sentence, he would have to pay, I think, $50,000. And then I heard something about, which I've never heard before, when he's released, he'll have to take random polygraph tests.
I've never heard anything like that. I have no idea. I have an article we're going to read in a minute, but
okay.
I don't know. I mean, I know that he's going to have eyes on him for like 20 years, and he'd be an idiot for ever clicking another link ever again. I don't
think he should own any device. He should have one of those children Mickey Mouse phones where you can only make calls, that children have, and that's it. You can't do anything else with it.
Right. He'll be heavily monitored when he gets out. Now, I say heavily monitored, but we've done shows about people that get out of these high-end treatment programs and then they reoffend. I don't have a lot of faith in old Joshy Poo. I don't. He's gotten away with too much his entire life. All right, so here's a comment that I absolutely love, and I wish this person was in chat. Anna stayed because she can't afford to take care of 7 kids by herself. What do you mean, get a job? Have you thought of the money to pay for babysitters for 7 kids? Housing, insurance, food, clothing, heat? She is upset with Josh and the family, but she can't do anything about it. The hell she can't. She's got a big platform and tons of people that will help her, and she still doesn't know or doesn't care or is living in denial, Anna land, if he has done anything to any of her children. He did it to his own sisters.
Yeah, that if he did, I hope he goes away for the rest of his life.
Well, the only way
I hope they find out.
The only way to find out is for CPS to do an investigation. They might be doing it. I don't know. Those things aren't printed in the newspaper. But I'll tell you what, people that defend this stuff make me so mad.
Why would they do that?
Because they're fucking nuts. Welcome to the internet.
That
I get.
Come on, you guys. These are children. That just. Oh, it makes my blood boil.
Yeah. So I get it. I've raised children, I've paid bills, had jobs. This is not an impossible thing for Anna. Trust me. If Anna
Mm-mm.
really wanted to get away, she could make a few phone calls and write a book. She could.
Oh yeah.
She's got ways to make money. She does. But she is hanging in there for some reason. And I have a feeling it has to do with the influence coming from her father-in-law.
I agree, because if she turns around and goes against Joshy Poo, then there goes fight and appeals into the public and everything else. And they need her. They need her bad.
For
They
what?
really do.
Who needs her? Who?
The Jim and the mom. What's the mom's name? I went
Michelle.
blank.
Oh, baby
Michelle,
talk.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because
They need her bad.
if she bolts and keeps the kids away from him, it looks better to have a united front. Well, they don't have a united front. They don't have a united front.
No.
All right. Robin said, this is a disgrace and makes it a mockery to those innocent victims. Yes, it does. Whom will go on suffering because of this POS who deserves nothing but jail. Exactly. Exactly.
And those pictures are out there forever, and it is so hard to even retrieve these pictures that are out there. And that just makes me so sad for these kids. That's just, I can't even imagine.
No.
But it's a mockery.
It's a mockery. And then you go to Anna, it's denial. She loves being in that family. She doesn't realize how people look at her because she's in a bubble. She's defiant. And she also could just be a lazy bitch, if you want to know the truth. She's got everybody cooking and cleaning for her. She learned from the best. Baby talk to Michelle.
Yep. You get the oldest child, you get the next oldest child, and you give them all their shoes lined up, and you get the clothes here, and you change the diapers. You do this, you do that, and all that. And, mama's doing nothing. What did she do? I don't even remember on the show.
What did she do, Josh?
No, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Michelle.
Michelle, what did she do? Jim Bob?
Yeah. I mean, I remember her taking care of the sick one, Josie, and it was like, well, maybe it's time you stop having kids because it's getting a little dangerous, I remember that, but I don't know. They know how to pick some families on that channel.
Anymore, it's a countdown when they have a new reality show. How long is it going to take for the skeletons to come out?
Right.
Peggy Bates said the Duggars don't care about victims. They're too busy protecting Josh. And it's going nowhere in a hurry. If they win this appeal, he's still guilty. He is still guilty. And then my favorite comment after the show, Anna Duggar has disrespected every child sex crime victim on the planet.
Amen.
We obviously know what Josh has done. Her standing by him, her defending him, not to mention she has children with him that I do believe need protected. I believe that they need therapy and that one of these days they might get brave enough to venture out and get on the web and find out what really happened. And they're going to realize that their entire childhood was a lie.
Well, think about this, just crossed my mind. Think about this. Now, me and my husband, we've been together since before smartphones. We had like the Razor and all that, okay? We don't have codes on our phones. We don't like hide anything, right? But if I thought he was doing, like, how do you, wives and husbands, how do you get away with that unless you just totally ignore And he's just like, I'm in here doing work on my computer. Okay.
He was at the car lot.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
The car lot. And the idiot tried to blame it on someone else. Even
Who
said
wasn't there?
all the kids have his passwords and stuff. He took a picture of himself, and they actually have him as he was signed on. They could see his reflection in the screen. He's nuts. And she knew something was up. That's the reason she put covenant eyes on all their electronics at home. She forgot or didn't care about the old car lot.
Because she didn't think he'd probably do it right out there in front of people at work. So she knows. She definitely knows.
Well, when you got a bottle of lotion and paper towels next to your computer, what's that about?
Ew.
Josh got flaky skin?
Not COVID.
What you need all that for?
Ugh.
Mary said, Brooks, didn't Anna lock the home computer? I don't know that she locked it, but she put some kind of program on it or had it put on. I don't know how tech savvy Anna is, but it's something called Covenant Eyes, where she would be alerted if he was, if the devil tapped on his shoulder and made him go look at other women or other things.
She knew. Please, that's sick.
So, as the last comment said, we go back to the clip that we watched on the last show that we did when Josh got sentenced. This is her demeanor. This is Anna's demeanor as she left the courthouse after he got his 151-month sentence. Uh-oh, there's Jim Mom.
Do you have any comments for me, sir?
Now, nobody expected Jim Boob to come out and give a statement or anything, but to walk out like you're pissed off and, your morality and the high horse you've always been on never even had an ounce of sympathy for the children involved in this.
Yeah.
And I use that term loosely.
Anything about today's outcomes? You guys didn't get the 5 years you wanted. How are you guys reacting to that?
All right, so that's where he drops the F-bomb. All right, where's the
Yep.
Come on, Anna.
Anything you want to say, sir?
Not one tear, not one, our prayers go to the victims, nothing. This is pure defiance, obstinance, and just a whole, they don't care. Yeah, Jim Boob dropped the F-bomb. They're mad. They did not get their way. They do not think that what Josh did, they don't think I'm not saying they don't think there's anything wrong with it. They just don't think that he should be punished. Now, remember, Jim Boob is the same person when he was running for state senate back in the 90s, early 2000s. He said rape and incest should be a capital crime. He doesn't feel that way about his own son, though, does he?
Nope.
I like how she kind of did that half jog.
Yeah. Here comes the tears.
And hell, Jim Bob doesn't even care about her. He just let her high and dry, and he skated through there, dropped an FU, and jumped in the truck. He's not even waiting on her. That's his daughter-in-law. She has been globally humiliated. He doesn't even wait on her. They don't even walk out together.
You know what? She's a beautiful girl. You know? Oops. She's a beautiful girl. Get away from him. But like you said, I think Jim and Michelle, babe, it's almost like a cult mentality with this family. You know? You're muted, Brooks.
Yep, I was loading another clip.
Oh, sorry.
150,000% is a cult.
Mm-hmm.
150%. There, you can talk about codependency, enabling. You can talk about throw out any word you can think of. They're a cult.
Yep. I agree.
All right. So now we speed it up to this week when old Joshy Poo makes the descent to the big house.
A reality TV star and convicted felon Josh Duggar is now in federal prison in Texas. This is video of Duggar being transferred out of the Washington County Jail on Friday. The Bureau of Prisons tells 5 News that Duggar is in custody at Federal Correctional Institution in Seagoville, Texas. It's a low-security prison about 20 minutes southeast of Dallas. The prison has a sex offender treatment program. Duggar is serving a 151-month sentence for one count of receiving child porn. He'll also have to pay up to $50,000 in fines. Thanks, former reality.
Not enough. Not enough. I don't even care about 50,000. Some people are like, yeah, but he's also got to pay $50,000. Who cares about $50,000? I don't care if he pays him $10 a week till he shits the bed. I don't care about that.
No, neither.
1 month, that's not enough. They said one count. There should be one count for every child on those videos.
Perfectly said. I didn't even think about that. One count for each one of them children. And I don't even want to know where they get these pictures, but dang.
Oh, no. Snow said, I wonder if Jim Bob, I call him Jim Boob, was more mad about money. Yeah, he was probably storming out because of the $50K, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
When he heard $50K, he was probably mad about that.
I want to know. I watched a news clip where it said when he's released, he'll have to take, you know how people have to take random drug tests? They said he would have to take random polygraph tests. I've never heard of that. And I don't know what news station I watched that on today. I wish I would remember, but I did hear that.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, I think it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard because all he's ever done is lie.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can trust him now, I mean, you know, we need a polygraph. No, you need to be monitoring everything he does on that computer and where he goes.
Yeah, I don't think he should have computers but in this day and age, I mean, what do you do?
Well, we've got 10 years to think about that, and
yeah,
I'm sure there's going to be more advances by then. I mean,
there has to be on phones, like where the police can put some kind of tracking app where he can't take it off any devices that he has, something, you know.
Well, they know how to monitor that stuff. That's how Homeland Security grabbed him. That's how they nabbed him. So that
Yeah.
stuff is going to be following him for 20 years when he gets out.
Yeah, the first click he makes, there's going to be a at the door. I guarantee it.
Yeah, he's sick. All right, so this came out about 3 hours ago out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. There he is. That's not his mugshot. That's not from Seagoville. I'm dying to see that one. Anyway, did
Yeah.
anybody notice in that news clip? It looks like they've been feeding him good over at the jail in Arkansas. He's put on some weight.
Yeah,
They've been
I
putting
noticed that.
a lot of money on his books. All right. Inmate 42 501 509. Josh Duggar's new life in the Seagoville prison. All right, so on Monday, Josh, 34, was transferred to Seagoville in Texas to begin his 151-month sentence following his December 2021 conviction on a CP charge. I hate when it's just one.
Yeah.
I hate when it's just one. He should have been charged for every one of them. So his incarceration in the Federal Correctional Institute comes with many different restrictions and rules attached. Now, it's 59 pages. I will link this if you guys want to grab it and you want to read all 59 pages of the admissions and orientation information handbook for new inmates. It's not anything that applies to any of us because nobody would have to tell us not to do these things.
Right.
It is for sick tickets like Josh. Your strict compliance with the rules and regulations is an essential part of exhibiting the responsible behavior required at this institution. Raise them right. We expect you to take the responsibility to fill your obligations and properly conduct yourself within this institution. All right, upon arrival, so he got to go through all of this on Monday, and I bet he was madder than a cat covered in piss.
Yep.
Nobody's going to tell him what to do. Here is the checklist. This is all the stuff he had to go through. He had an interview, correctional services, medical services. He had to watch an AIDS film and lecture. That's in case he gets, cuddle time with, someone.
Yeah.
Chaplain services. Now, that's going to not work for him. He's used to a different type of church.
Mm-hmm.
Mail room. I bet that's heavily monitored. Commissary services. This is very important for Josh because everything in there is extremely expensive. So they're going to have to keep money on his books because as we see, the way he passes the time is, well, he eats.
Yep.
Food service, which I have a feeling he's not going to really care about because he's going to have so much money on his books. Clothing requests and laundry procedures. Psychology services. Drug abuse program, which won't need that for Josh because let's face it, he's probably never even seen a drug. But psychology services.
I wonder how that'd go.
Yeah, good luck on that. Imagine having him across your desk. Then you have the SA and assault prevention and intervention. That's where it's going to get hairy for old Joshy Poo because he's in total denial.
He's like a politician. He lies. He manipulates. I'm the good guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's how he comes across.
He don't come across as a good guy to me, but boy, he tries, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So after Joshy Poo receives a permanent building assignment, rules for maintaining quarters there are strict and detailed. Now, this might take him back to his childhood. 20 bullet points in the handbook outline everything from daily floor mopping to precise bed making technique to mandatory daily dusting of baseboards and pipes. He's got that down. Okay? He used to do that. He's got that down. All inmates will have a work assignment and are required to work. That's going to be a problem. It's not the same as sitting next to your lotion bottle at the car lot as you sell lemons to the general public or being on a reality TV show. It's going to be real work.
Right. Real work.
Yes. Some of the work includes jobs in the facility's textile factory. The manual notes that the starting pay for FPI positions is 23 cents per hour.
You better work hard.
23 cents per hour. My, how they fall. Now, mind you, his dad was the one that kept all the money from the shows, and he basically kind of had like a communist system going. He just kind of funneled it out where it needed to go. So we go from millions a year to 23 cents per hour.
Hilarious.
I actually got quite a chuckle at that one.
Yeah.
Inmates are encouraged to save funds for their release from federal custody. So you save your 23 cents an hour, and that way you've got some walking around money when you get out. So they're teaching him to be thrifty. I dig it.
Oh.
Inmates are issued 300 minutes per month of phone time, and telephone usage is limited to 15 minutes per call. This isn't going to work for old Anna because she's got to talk to her man. The manual notes that the unauthorized possession, manufacture, or introduction of electronic items and components of electronic items, such as MP3 players, chargers, cell phones, and SIM cards, constitutes a prohibited act under the inmate discipline system. So don't try it, Josh. He'll be eating in a cafeteria. Okay.
Already? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. See, he was segregated in the other jail. They couldn't have him around the other inmates, but where he's at now, well, they all swing the same way.
Ugh. Gross.
SA prevention and S prevention programs are explained in depth. Psychological services are also available to the inmates. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Some I don't want to read out loud.
Right.
But this is not where he wants to be. And I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of conversations about how's my appeal going? How come I'm not out of here?
Right. Not, I'm learning about myself. I'm learning why I had these thoughts in therapy, blah, blah, blah. You know, honey, I miss you. I miss the kids, blah, blah, blah. Can he talk to his kids? Does anybody know that?
Not that I know of. Basically, he just talks to Anna and his mom.
Ooh.
But he's not going to have, I mean, even though he was segregated in Arkansas, this seems a little more intense for Josh. A little more intense for Josh.
Good. The worse, the better to me.
Yep. Put that link up. I don't know why I put that up earlier. Hang on. Mary Glick. Exactly. That's going to be him. Oh, look, I'm all better now. I swear. They've been teaching me all about my wrongdoings. There's great doctors here. I'm all better now.
Mm-mm. He'll come out saying that if he talks. He'll definitely say that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Something like that.
Hang on, I gotta load this.
Ugh.
He may not get visitors with the C restrictions. You read my mind, Tracy. We're going to talk about that in a second. Mm-hmm. All right, so this is his new home. This is the new home. This is where Joshy Poo is. This is where he's getting all his, getting to meet his new daddy, getting to make his limited phone calls, eating in the cafeteria, waiting on his commissary, and getting all of his high-end treatment.
You know how in regular prisons recidivism rates kind of high, and a lot of first timers go in, they come out worse because they learn, new tricks of the trade and stuff like that. That's what kind of scares me here, because he's with like-minded people and who would know tricks and of the trade and so on. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Oh, I think so too. I think that not only is he a sicko, and he is,
Yeah.
I think he's going to be in there with, for sure, other sickos. And you get all the sickos together, he's either going to get with people in denial like him, where it's the government did this to me. I just clicked on a link. My ex-wife set me up, not Josh, but other people. Or it's going to be, he's going to get into perv mode, and he's going to learn some new stuff.
I think the longer he's there, it's going to go that way.
He's got to go back to his sick ways. He's got to go. Molly J, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Don't forget, every Friday at noon, we have a members only live. You can't miss it. And this Friday, we actually have a giveaway for the 4th of July, which is something Joshy Poo will not get to celebrate. That gives us a little bit. All right. So that is too nice for him, but okay.
What does that say?
LGBT inmates. Why do they have to put that on there? I don't get it.
Yeah.
SO, I have to abbreviate, and informants are safe to walk the yard. So this is where he's going to make some pals. Now, remember, he's in a cult. They know how to recruit people. He'll be running the joint any day now.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be the boss out there.
And he's a celebrity, according to these people.
Uh-huh.
So, they might be welcoming him with open arms.
Let me ask chat, do you guys think that Josh will just keep to himself and play as nice as possible for the next 10 years unless he gets the appeal? Or do you think he's going to be running the joint? Because his dad's a cult leader, whether any way you look at it. What do you think?
I think he's got to get used to his surroundings at first and how things work and every day. But after he's been in there for a minute, I think he's going to be for running things or recruiting or, making his own little cult over here or something like that.
Okay,
I can't
hang on. To answer your question, because I was curious about this too. Bryn, welcome to the channel. We have a lot of new names in here, guys. So hit that sub button and hit the bell to get reminded. Bryn said when they get out, they have to meet with parole officer and take a lie detector test every 6 months about if he has watched or did any stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He goes back if so. You know what? Lie detector tests fail quite often, and it would be hilarious AF if he actually hadn't done anything and he failed the damn thing.
And he went back his first probation meeting.
Hold on, Texas Angel, just because they are Christian with morals, you call it a cult, F you. I do call them a cult. Let me tell you why. I'll tell you right now. I'm a Baptist, okay? I am not the sect of the Baptist church they are. I can also tell you that in my household, I love my children, would never cover for this, would never excuse this, would never, ever. Would you allow your son to do what he did to his sisters and sweep it under the rug? How can you say they're not a cult? How can you say that? You care more about them than the children that have been victimized? I don't think you're going to like it here. I don't think you are.
That was rude. And I am a Christian. I go to church, and I've been to many different churches, and there's like little spin-offs of these churches that become cults, and they become secretive, and they become indoctrinated into, I mean, look at the Branch Davidian. That was a cult. That's a good example.
Not according to Texas Angel. Texas Angel will tell you that they have good morals.
Okay, well, she's entitled to her opinion.
Well, if these are good morals, I'm Billy Graham.
Yeah.
Because I can do way better than what they do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. When you honestly care more about Josh than the children that were victimized, like I said, you may not be comfortable here. But that's okay. Stick around. You might get used to us.
Yeah.
Possibly the most laid-back prison in the Bureau of Prisons. Woo!
Wow. Sounds like a nice place.
Woo! So laid back.
Mm-hmm.
So laid back. See, these places like this that they reach out and they'll help and they'll say, we help our clients serve the least amount of time at the best federal prison with the earliest opportunity for release. What about the children? What about the children?
That in the picture of the lady Justice, it's so contradiction to I'm still mad at the last comment, sorry, but it's just it's like, come here, you can get rehabilitated pretty quickly, go back into society and be a perfect human being doing nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And probably get a certificate for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With a stamp.
Why not? All right, sick.
I'm about to fall out my chair.
Oh, no. Nah. No. Texas Angel needs to read a little bit more into how these children are so badly victimized. I am not talking about Josh's younger siblings. I am not. We don't know that he we know what he did to the sisters. We don't know
Yeah.
that he rubbed off on any of his brothers. We don't know.
Nope.
But nah, I care more about the children than Joshy Poo and Anna. Sorry. And Jim
Yeah.
Bob and Michelle. Sorry.
I mean, is she mad at the word? Because I know a lot of people get triggered by the word cult. Is she mad about the word cult versus church? Because, like I said, all churches are good. You have separation from them churches that turn into cults, cult-like behavior. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but I'm with you. It's the children.
I don't know if I said it's because it's a cult mentality. I mean, look at
Mhm.
Anna. She will not leave. And she has been slapped in the face over and over and over. She's been, like I said, globally humiliated. So you're telling me that this is just a church thing and that she really loves him that much and she can be okay with all that? No, that's cult mentality.
And naming your child Madison after the cheating website. What's it called? Madison? Was it Madison Ray or Madison?
Ashley Madison.
Ashley Madison. That's what it was. Yeah. Like, you cheat on me, pack your stuff, and you can leave.
The cheating didn't affect her. What he did to his sisters, the ongoing public humiliation, and this with the children did not affect her. So I'm going to lean towards cult.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. So this is an inmate and his mother's talking on the news. Same facility Josh is at. They got a lot of problems going on. Overcrowding at the laid back prison.
Oh.
And it is infested with COVID.
This call is being recorded and is subject to monitoring.
I'm afraid I'm gonna die. I wrote my will.
I understand that they're criminals, but they're still human beings.
I never denied what I did wrong.
He's not trying to get out of prison. He just wants to stay alive.
Mary Bodley lives just 25 minutes from her son, but her firstborn might as well be a world away. Marcus Pearson is a prisoner at the federal prison unit in Seagoville.
He feels very defeated. He feels very less than human. They don't care.
Marcus has tested positive for COVID-19. Out of almost 1,800 inmates, 72.
Okay, this poor lady, she's like, they think they're less than human. Anyone that looks at a child in a sexual way is not human.
2% have contracted the illness. That's currently more than any other federal facility in the country. Marcus called us from the prison where he's serving time on a drug conviction.
Hello?
Marcus?
Yes, ma'am.
He has severe asthma. COVID-19 could easily be a death sentence.
Ma'am, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I've been better.
Why do you think that COVID has spread so rapidly in Seagoville?
Because they didn't enforce masks and a lot of the cars weren't wearing masks. And they were just mixing people together.
2 months ago, federal prison officials appearing before Congress said they were getting the virus under control.
We are beginning to flatten the curve.
But in the 2 months since that hearing, the number of cases has exploded in the nation's federal prisons. There are 129,000 federal inmates. So far, more than 10,000 have tested positive for COVID-19. 101 have died, as has one staff member. Right now, Texas is the hot spot. Besides Seagoville, another North Texas prison ranks second, the Carswell Federal Medical Center in Fort Worth.
The only people coming from the outside were the guards and the nurses and the doctor and the warden. Those are the people that brought that into the prison.
Marcus says the virus spread through his building after a guard came to work sick. Prison officials told us that everyone entering the unit is screened and those with elevated temperatures are denied entry. They also say as much as possible, staff are assigned to the same posts and not rotating to mitigate the spread of the virus. Marcus told us he fell ill about a month ago.
I had diarrhea for 5 days, coughing, lungs hurting, my kidneys hurting. I spent 3 days with 101 temperature.
Marcus told us hundreds of inmates are desperately ill.
There's a lot of coughing going on. The one guy in my room, he's been telling me his kidneys been hurting for 2 weeks, and he still hadn't seen a doctor.
Callie Howell's dad is also at Seagoville. The 66-year-old is serving time on a drug conviction.
He warned me. He was like, I have to do something. If I don't, I'm going to catch it and I'm going to die.
James Howell has diabetes, heart disease, and respiratory problems.
When COVID first started, I know several prisons and several people were able to get released on like a home confinement thing, which he tried to do because of all of his medical issues.
Callie says his claim was denied. The prison system says it's transferring prisoners to home confinement who have served a certain portion of their sentence. But Callie's dad didn't meet that standard.
Once it hit that prison hard. It did not stop.
Callie's dad had been in the hospital for days when prison officials contacted her.
I was livid. I was like, are you kidding me? I said, y'all waited a whole week.
She was told he was being put on a ventilator. Prison officials let her FaceTime with him.
Said he would have to stop every few minutes and catch his breath. He just told me he loved me. My dad's a very strong-willed man. I've never seen him cry before.
Callie says prison officials won't give her any information about her dad, citing medical privacy laws.
I don't know if my dad's alive. I don't know if my dad's dead. You're treating him like he's an animal. I get he did wrong things, and I get he has to serve his time. I 100% agree with that. I said, but the families did nothing. I, myself, did nothing.
Like Callie, Mary knows that her son has to serve his time. But they want people to remember that neither of them were given a death sentence. In Dallas, I'm Tanya Iser.
What Josh is dealing with there, okay? I feel bad for the girl that's pleading for her dad. I do. I feel bad for the mom that's pleading for the son. I do. I do not feel bad for Josh, who, by the way, he is in that facility where they're like, we don't care. We don't care. You get sick, you get sick.
So is he mixed with like people? Like in a, I don't know if they call it pods or units and stuff?
He was assigned a building, and it's going to be nothing but people like him.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I can understand the other people's concerns. But I mean, you're in prison. I mean, it's dirty in there. It's nasty. People don't clean themselves very well. I don't know. That's just, I mean, I think they should communicate to those families, you know, because it sounds like they're not even telling them if they're alive or not. I'm sure they would have to tell them that they were dead or in the hospital by law.
I would think so, but I mean, that's where he's at. That's where he got sentenced to, but that's also for his high-end treatment program. And I'm not going to feel too bad if Josh gets sick. And if anyone in his family, if they are going through this, you know, that they're all stressed out because look at what he's done.
Yeah. That's nothing compared to what he's done.
Yep. Melanie said he's in that sensitive housing. Uh-huh.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Hang on. Girl Friday Fine says, do you think it has hit Josh that he's going to spend 12 years in jail? No. I think he's counting on this appeal that was filed on June 3rd. If that's turned down, lost, or whatever, then I think it's going to slowly hit him. I still think he'll be there for like 10 years. I know people are like, no, he's got to serve the whole 12. But I think they said 85% plus time served or something. So
Yeah.
he's just a sick ticket. He really is. It makes you wonder, out of all those kids, how only he turned out this way. But then time will tell.
We don't know. We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. I'm going to put the link up again to see if anybody wants to come up and join.
Come up and chat with us.
Come up.
I love hearing other people's opinions on cases. I really do. Other people's views, and I'm open-minded. I like hearing different things,
Me too. Even Texas Angel that said F you to me. Why don't you grab the link and come up? I want to hear your defense of this family, please. And I'm not talking about the siblings. I'm talking about Jim Boob, Michelle, Josh Poo, and his wife, Anna. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, come on.
Melanie said some states call it sensitive housing. All of them have similar charges. They have their own dining halls and pods. Keeps them away from others because they could get hurt. Oh, and they would get hurt.
Yeah, I was thinking when this first started, because I didn't know that. I thought it was just a prison for his type. But I was thinking right at first, well, yeah, they're all getting COVID because they're probably all doing some, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't want to finish the sentence.
No, there's other sections there for like that one man has a drug offense. I don't know about the first man that came on. They didn't mention his. I don't want to make an assumption, but it's probably the same as Josh because they didn't mention his,
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's been 2 great shows today. And I appreciate you guys all coming in. I know it's dinner time and everybody's been working today and got a lot of stuff going on. Shannon, as always, you're the best. Thanks for coming up.
Love you. You're welcome anytime. And I love our community and I love our chat. So everyone have a good, safe evening. Bye. Thanks again.
Ooh, Shannon hurried away. She must have something good for dinner. Well, guys, thanks again for coming back. I know we had 2 shows today, but had to do this update on Josh, just kind of get a little idea of where he's at. Like I said, he's in the big house, but it's not the big house that he's used to, the one that we saw on TV. So don't forget to hit the sub, hit the reminder. Going to have 2 more shows tomorrow, and I will see you guys shortly. You guys, hands down, are the best community and the best chat on YouTube. See you soon. Bye-bye.